goodness, this road trip is over. Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday night, December 10th, 2019. The San Jose Sharks return home with just 1 point out of a possible 8 on this 4-game roadie. And we're going to be here to talk about it, along with maybe talking to the league officials this evening on Teal Town After Dark. This is your live and interactive Sharks post-game show. We do this after every single game, so do us a favor. If you want to be part of the show, you can join us in the Super Chat on the page or the app. Of course, follow us on the social as well, on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud, Reddit, and of course now Spotify. And for more Sharks content, visit us at tealtownusa.com. And I'd like to say good evening to Mr. Ian Reed.
Hello, everybody. How are we all doing tonight? Are we calm? Are we freaking out? Are we feeling like we're just all going to get arrested and go to jail for absolutely nothing and just, just all get swatted simultaneously? Could happen. The way things are going tonight.
I think just you mentioning it just gets us a 10-minute misconduct by the league officials, but
yeah, that's fair.
Oh boy, that's a tough one. So the Sharks come to Nashville, where they've are 10-1-1 in their last 12 games against the Predators at Bridgestone Arena. Predators alone have dominated the Sharks lately, going 6-3-1 in their last 10. But to quote the great Ted Ramey's kid, Eli Ramey, both teams are carnivorous. Someone's going to have to take a bite out of each other. We'll find out. And we get into it early, Ian, 47 seconds in. Goodrow takes a slashing call. Refs miss a high sticking call on Couture. No call that sets up the Predators' power play. And the Predators' power play, they got a lot of chances tonight.
Yep, they did. I mean, it's not to jump ahead, but I mean, it's unfortunate that you probably squandered one of the best games that Martin Jones has played this season.
Absolutely. I thought Jones looked sharp out there. It's not, it's definitely not not his fault for tonight. Absolutely not. I thought he made some terrific saves on there, and especially on the power play where I think entering their last power play for Nashville, they had 11 shots on goal.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely getting chances in not easy to do that, but they take care of that. Ferraro takes a high sticking double minor, which kind of looked like the one that Couture took, only his high stick drew blood.
It's a pretty black and white rule. Like, if you draw blood, you're getting 4 minutes. And,
absolutely.
There was blood. There was a high stick. 4 minutes. I mean, that's the reality of it, right?
Yep. And at least it wasn't intent to injure, so that's all right. But nothing happened there. But you definitely had a couple of guys, try to throw themselves in, seeing like, hey, I'll be goaltender. You had like Brendan Dillon, like late in the period. I think Marcus Sorensen had a couple of saves. Later in the game, we saw Burns, swat away a goal. I mean, wow.
Yeah, it was a good, it sucks because the outcome of this game is bad. And I think there's some reasons to be angry with the Sharks here, but there's a lot of outside forces that I'm a lot more annoyed with at this point in the evening. It was a really good effort I thought it was a good defensive effort by the Sharks through most of the game. And it just eventually the dam broke, unfortunately. There's many games where you could come out and really beat the hell out of this team for stupid crap, and this really, really wasn't one of them.
Yeah, and no, you can't. The goaltending was there. You can't.
Goaltending was there. I thought the play was there. I didn't think that the Sharks lacked for effort tonight.
Nope. Nope. They had some chances, but just didn't get it in. We're mentioning here the Sharks haven't had a lead in the month of December. Yikes. Which is even longer than the Stanley Cup final, it seems like, you know. And just kind of going through the chats, you know, tetrahydrocannabinol THC. Wow, gee. We're just no good. JF Turner saying 1 power play goal in the last 12 games. How is that not a fireable offense?
Wow.
You know, Rob Humphrey saying, can we finally admit it's time to trade and fire everyone and start over?
Oh, it's too late for that.
And you have, what I think we mentioned 7 guys that have no move or no trade clauses in there. So,
yeah, it's a mess.
In scoring wise, Ian, I mean, again, we talk about the infamous 2 or fewer, which thanks to the empty netter doesn't, you know,
yay, empty netter.
But now the Sharks have a 2 or fewer going for themselves, and
well, I mean, the 2 or fewer thing is so stupid because, like I said previously, look, I understand that's something that they can hang their hat on, but it's like, yeah, if you allow 2 or fewer goals, your chances of winning a game are pretty good. Like, that's just look across the league, right? Like, I mean, this isn't rocket science. This isn't some magic formula. It's just facts. It's just facts that have been dressed up as something that they can hang their hat on. Whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, but what I mean is that the Sharks on this whole road trip went 2 or fewer themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they've been outscored. What now? Is it 23 to 10 or 9, I think, on this road trip? I don't know. No, 23 to, what was it yesterday? 7? I don't know.
It was 5-1 to the Panthers, 7-1 to...
Yeah, so I think it's like 7 or something. You can't win hockey games if you can't score goals, period. And the Sharks right now can't score goals. You know, and we can jump to Evander Kane. I mean, that's a problem, isn't it?
It's starting to become a problem, and honestly, he had some words about it, about how no one came to the defense of him when he's been dealing with a lot of this, and it seems like this is becoming a recurring thing, and maybe this is starting to become a recurring theme where players are going to go after Kane because they know he's a short circuit, and as the team's leading goal scorer, which I don't know how long you can be for now.
Well, yeah, you mean the power play stopped working, and that's where he's got a lot of his goals last I checked. You know, here's the problem with this, right? Because there's 2 minds here, and I feel bad for Kane. Like, I know people are going to be out there saying, you know, Kane's costing the team games with these penalties, and they're not wrong. But at the same time, I don't understand. Like, I'm watching the game. I've watched this game for a long time. Not this specific game, obviously, but the game of hockey in general. And how that happens where, you know, you engage one guy, you get into a fight with one guy, so you fight Hamhuis. Now, Hamhuis not really a noted fighter, whatever. He turtles as Teal Town USA counts, saying, you know, I engaged with Hammy Turtle. Watson came in. I didn't understand how the 19 minutes. I don't either. Like, Watson's the 3rd guy in. The gloves are down. Watson's the 3rd guy in. I don't understand how Evander Kane ends up with all the penalty minutes. And, well, I mean, yes, Watson did get a misconduct as well, but where's his instigator? Where's his first, you know, his 3rd man in? Like, that I don't understand. And, you know, so yeah, I get angry because Kane, you know, is letting people get under his skin and he's taking himself out of games. But at the same time, like, how is this continuing to happen? Like, this officiating standard against Evander Kane, and I'm not a guy who complains with officials. Like, you can go back and read a lot of things, and I piss off the chat on a regular basis because generally when there's something going on with officials, I usually have a pretty good explanation for it that sometimes the chat doesn't like because it's not, well, they just hate the Sharks. But holy shit, like, they just hate Evander Kane. Like, I don't understand. So if you're Evander Kane, you got to stop getting into these situations. If you're a guy on the bench, if you're a Barclay Goodrow or a Brendan Dillon, don't you have to fucking step in here at some point and take this pressure off? Because maybe you'll only get a 5 minute instead of a double minor, a major, and a misconduct. Like at some point, someone on this team has to do something to either take the fight for Kane, which Kane shouldn't have to do because Kane can take care of his own garbage. But if Kane isn't going to be able to take care of his own garbage because he's going to get penalized for an entire period of hockey, then like if you're a Barclay Goodrow or a Brendan Dillon or someone who regularly draws in, maybe it's time for you to step up and drop the gloves. And I'm not a fighting guy, but at this point, what the hell else are you supposed to do?
Yeah. And which Rob Humphrey, I think tongue in cheek, says this is why we need to get Haley back in teal.
Well, I mean, the problem is with Evander Kane is obviously Evander Kane chews up a lot of ice time, so it's easier to get Evander Kane going because he's always on the ice because he's expected to be a guy that's contributing. But man, this is frustrating. Like, I am a guy that will usually try and calm the chat down and tell everyone to take off their stupid tinfoil hats. I got nothing.
No,
that's a sad state of affairs.
I mean, looking at all this and all this garbage in the penalty on our score sheet, it's to the point where you now need to figure out if there really is something going on. And so let me just take this here to the NHL refs and the National Hockey League. We are sorry that your officials are incompetent, that they blew a 5-minute major last year, and they called Landeskog offside. And they missed a hand pass from Timo Meier in the playoffs.
And we're sorry Evander Kane,
and we're sorry,
manhandled by an official in the preseason.
Right, that the referee, the linesman threw him down, and he got mad about it. We're sorry. We didn't mean for that to happen. Oh wait, that's right. We didn't ask for that. So why are we getting blamed for this crap? I mean, looking at this, it's a cross-check, unsportsmanlike. I mean, freaking Sorensen gets tripped up by Joe Thornton, and they're essentially calling it embellishment.
Yeah, that was
bad. I'm sorry.
It's hilarious because because I come on here and I talk about all these penalties that never actually get called, but that are totally going to ruin the game, but never actually get called. Embellishment, never gets called. But it's like what we've seen, we've had the trifecta of and we can talk about the was it Goodrow?
Yeah. Oh, closing his hand on the puck after cross check.
We can talk about that one later. But it was the trifecta of just weird, just calls that never happened between the last two games. And I apologize for my language earlier, but I don't have an answer at this point. This is dumb,
dude. You know me. I try not to curse, but this is freaking bullshit. This is bullshit. I mean, it's now getting painfully obvious that we are trying to make up for the Sharks getting 3 calls their way in the playoffs. And I'm sorry Evander Kane got mad at a linesman in a preseason game after getting tackled by him.
Wow. I mean, yeah.
But and here's what we have right here. Hetty, I'm fired up after this game. Hey, Hetty, you know what? Let's go. I'm fired up after this game, too, because I'm sick and tired of this crap, and I'm sick and tired of the Sharks not scoring anything as well.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. It's that. I think that's the worst part of this right now is with the level of officiating that's happening. And look, a lot of it's garbage. And, it's the level of officiating, but let's be honest. This team isn't that good. They need all the help they can get, and this officiating is obviously not helping them at all.
Nope. It doesn't, and it's just getting out of control with it. So the first period they don't do much. So the shots were 11-6. Both teams didn't do anything on the power play. Second period, and this was another recurring theme too, Ian, tonight. Mm-hmm. The Sharks wouldn't get their first shot on goal until at least 7.5 minutes into the period.
Well, I mean, you're playing in your own end. That's hard to get shots on goal.
So essentially, are we being concerned about breaking out? Or are we talking about defensive issues? I mean, it's getting ridiculous.
I don't know about defensive issues. You got to be able to control the puck. You have to be able to transition from the defensive zone to the offensive zone cleanly. The Sharks had a lot of trouble with that tonight.
Yeah, and it's just ridiculous here. So Fabro takes a penalty. About halfway through the period, Sharks don't do anything. Of course, why would they want to score a power play goal? They've only done one in 12 games now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Goodrow with a cross check. Yarncroc was slashing. Meyer unsportsmanlike. Fabro unsportsmanlike. And it's like near the end of the period, I guess somebody's told somebody about somebody's mama or something, because it just seemed like after that last commercial break of the second period, all gee gosh darn Johnnybrook broke goose in hockey tonk. 17-15 Goodrow and Yarncroc go off together. Then 1852 Meyer and Fabro go off together. Then 1935 Roman Josi apparently cross-checked Goodrow 3 bleeping times. That set up a power play. And then, in 1958, then all heck breaks loose as Kane takes a cross-check. He gets mad about it. He face washes Ham Hughes. Yep. Then Watson comes in. And the only possible thing I'm thinking is that the refs are thinking that the Ham Hughes Kane incident wasn't a fight, that it was just roughing, and then Watson comes in and isn't a third man in for some reason. He gets in there,
was
and
it's the one that initially hit Kane. I think. See, this is. I'm gonna try and ref logic this. Basically, it wasn't Ham Hughes that hit that. Did the initial infraction that Kane got upset. It was actually Watson. So Kane gets upset, grabs the first yellow sweater. It's the wrong yellow sweater. So that's where he gets the double minor. And then he gets into a fight with the actual guy who did it. I'm not trying to justify this. I'm just saying this is my ref logic that they're trying to apply here. So basically Ham Hughes is a poor innocent victim in all this. Gets beat up by big mean old Evander Kane, so we gotta punish Kane for that. And then Kane gets into a fight, and it's the second fight in this many games, so gotta slap the misconduct on there, because this is hockey. We can't have fighting in hockey. And it's Evander Kane, so anytime you can slap a misconduct on there, you better do it. I don't know. The whole thing is really stupid, right? And of course they slap Watson with the misconduct for fighting as well. I don't know. The whole thing's really, it's a poor effort at game management. And I'm trying to, again, I'm ref logic. I'm not trying to justify any of this. I think the whole thing's stupid. I think that if you want to give the Kane the rough, that's fine. Give him the rough for Ham Hughes. Give him the fight. Give him a fight, and you want to give him misconduct? Fine. Okay, fine. It's a fight. It's a misconduct. Watson got the same thing, but Watson should have got 2 for instigator, third man in, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yep.
And, and Kane shouldn't have the extra. So, Kane gets 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes. I mean, you could argue 12 because I don't think it's really worthy of misconduct either. But I guess if you're going to give a misconduct both ways, I'm fine with that. But it's 2 extra minutes.
Yeah. And it's just, It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that this is getting called. This is obviously a reputation call going Evander's way. And also, it's kind of like when I saw with Brian Marchment, even if there was a slight little touch to the knee on somebody, he's getting called for it.
Well, that's what happens, right? You need and that's the thing, right? So it's a reputation thing. But Evander Kane knows he has that reputation, so maybe Evander Kane should keep his gloves on.
Yep.
I get at the same time, I understand what Kane's doing. It's hard to really get, because no one's, again, he's complaining that no one's sticking up for him. He's not wrong.
Nope.
So if no one's going to take care of business for him, I guess he has to take care of his own business. But when you're paying $7 million, he's not paid $7 million to beat people up. He's paid $7 million to score goals. It's really hard to score goals when you're taking a period's worth of penalties in 2 games. 2 games, you sit in the box for almost a period. I mean, this game, you probably went back and got on the bike because you got to keep loose. But, it's hard because I see it both ways. I feel for Evander Kane because I feel like he should be able to defend himself. But at the same time, that's not his role on this team.
Yeah.
His role is supposed to be to, keep calm and, is Vegas on the schedule anytime soon? Because if he is, and if he stays on this streak, he's going to get suspended for a bajillion games.
December 22nd.
Well, then he needs to get his crap under control before that. Because then if he's on this train of fiery train going off the rails and he rolls into Vegas in this frame of mind, oh, that's not going to end well.
No, and it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad. Got some comments coming out of the locker room here. DeBoer, we got to find a way to win. Last 3 games, 1 goal, 1 goal, 1 goal, and tonight it was with Jones on the bench. We defended well tonight, but we're still taking too many penalties. It was our best game of the trip. Unfortunately, we didn't get something to show for it.
Yeah, I agree with all of that.
Yeah, and I thought we deserved to be going up into the third. They pushed back early in the third, and whoever scores first is going to win. That's great. Well, it'd be great if we can score because, as we all remember from the old ad, in life, as in hockey, it takes goals to win. And 1 goal, 1 goal, 1 goal, 2 goals. You scored a total of 5 goals on this road trip.
That's not good.
Not good at all.
No, it's not good at all. It's bad. Like, it's bad. But I mean, it's hard. Like I said, I wish I could just dump on Evander Kane, but I can't here because I feel bad for him. Like, I genuinely feel like he's getting crapped on.
Yeah. And it's a crazy schedule coming up right before the holiday break. You have the Rangers on Thursday. You have Vancouver on Saturday. You have the Desert Dogs on the 17th. And then right before the break, you have a back-to-back home game. You have the defending champs on the 21st, and your most hated rival right now on the 22nd.
Yep. Yeah, it's hard, man. Like it's not going to get any easier, and they got to figure out ways to win games because it's it's how long you're running out of time. And you can't just sit here and rest on the laurels of a good November for the rest of the season. Guess what? November means shit in April or March or February, for that matter. Like, the time is ticking. This team needs to start figuring it out. If this team is going to do anything, which I don't think they can, they need to go, and they need to start soon.
Yeah, and you are running out. I mean, the good news is they're going to be home for a 7-game road trip.
Sure.
So it's one of those things that they need to get. They need to get at least maybe 10 out of 14 points in hope that they don't send it into overtime. I mean,
they already said on the broadcast, I mean, the stretch coming up is huge because it's against a bunch of division opponents. If you can't pick up points and keep the other team from getting points at the same time, like, you gotta win some games. You gotta win them in regulation against these in division teams that you're coming up and playing. Because if they can't do that, they're done. Like, if they maybe it sounds hyperbolic, but if they cannot stop the bleeding and lose a bunch of points to division rivals, they could be done.
Yeah,
that could be it. That could be the season right there. I'm not saying that and it sucks because if if they can do well against everyone, that doesn't guarantee anything, but you gotta like your chances a lot more. But it's really hard when you have to chase down 4 or 5 teams. It's one thing to have to chase down one team, and then you can you get lucky, but expecting 4 or 5 teams to just completely fall off and you to go on a run, that's not a good hole to be in.
No. And like Mr. Change was saying, be honest, everybody, the Sharks aren't making the playoffs. I think they
certainly not looking good.
No, I think right now they still can, where they're at and how Vegas has been up and down, how Vancouver's been up and down. I certainly don't think you're on the verge, unless you get on a mega hot streak, to take out Edmonton or Arizona. I mean, those 2 teams got off to such a great start. They're maintaining.
Yeah, they're packing away the points, right? Yeah. So you're looking at either trying to lock down, if you're gonna, realistically, you're looking at either chasing down that 3rd seed or hitting a wild card, and it's like I said, it's tough because when you're trying to chase down more than one team, that's the difficult part, right? If you're chasing down one team, fine, but. It's look, they're in for a tough slog. I don't like the Rocks.
No,
which is not good.
No, I mean, they currently sit 4 points out of the number 3 Pacific Division spot. They sit 3 points behind, and now they have 3 teams above them that aren't even in the playoffs. You know, the
Mhm.
Sharks are at 32, Minnesota's at 33. Nashville with the win goes over the Sharks and Wild to 33. Vancouver is at 34. Calgary is at 36 in the division. You know, the Stars are at 39. The Knights are at 35. Yeah, it's
The
early.
Knights are going to be terrible forever.
Yeah, I mean, and the Sharks just need to get their head out of their butts. You know, they're now below NHL 500, and they got to do something, because you know, taking all these penalties like Goodrow closing a hand on puck, you know, hooking.
That's a really like that by the letter of the law. That's a penalty, but in that situation of where he was on the ice, like this is the part that bugs me about, because yes, by the letter of the law, that is a penalty. You cannot conceal your hand, but all he did was he basically just palmed the puck back up to him so he could get up and play the puck.
Right.
If the puck is in the air and he grabs it in his hand and throws it down in front of his stick, that's fine. I don't know why. Like, yes, by the letter of the law, that's a penalty, but I don't understand why you call that in that situation. It wasn't off a face-off. It's not like he palmed the puck in the crease. Like, it's in the neutral zone. Nobody's around him. Like, I understand, like, and that's not like a game management thing, right? Like, he didn't do it. It's not like he picked up the puck and threw it at someone's head or something.
Right.
Like, I don't understand why you call that. Like, yes, by the letter of the law, it's a penalty, but why do you call that? Why? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I never understood it. And what happens is right after that happens, 2 minutes, 21 seconds later, Bonino, former Sharks prospect Nick Bonino, gets on the board to make it 1-0 Sharks. When I saw the replay, I saw 3 Sharks watching the puck.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. Defending's tired. I mean, they defended. I thought they had to defend a lot tonight, and I don't know. Like, it's just, the whole thing is just, what do you do, right? Like, that's the problem, though. I mean, when you can't manufacture goals, it becomes a game of inches, and you gave the Predators in that situation, you have one stupid gaffe, and guess what? It's in your net. That's the way this whole season has gone.
Right. And that's the problem, is that the season, it's these little mistakes here and there just falling apart, and it's just like, oh my god. So what are you laughing at?
Just I'm assuming it's AJ in the chat. Things are going so wrong for the Sharks right now. Wilson would acquire Taylor Swift before Taylor Hall. Yeah, that's probably what's going on.
Hey, for against LA, that probably worked perfectly.
Hey, there you go.
Unfortunately, Nashville would get another goal. This time, Ryan Johansson on the power play after Burns takes a undisciplined elbow, which he was really steamed about.
Sure.
Johansson gets his 5th from Forsberg and Yarncroc. PDB challenges this. To me, I thought I saw Ryan Johansson's stick pushing Jones's left pad out of the way.
I'm pretty sure that was Vlasic's stick. That's the problem. I thought this was a weak call for Peter DeBoer's part. Like, I think that was just like I don't even know what the hell it was. But I don't know. I didn't like this challenge. I don't make this challenge. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that was Vlasic's stick there. And even if it wasn't, like, that was such that contact. Like, give me a break. Give me a fucking break. Like, I gotta stop swearing. But like, come on.
Hey, Ian, if the referee is swearing on the PA system and it goes
YouTube
over
doesn't like when we swear.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, they don't like when we swear, so I gotta stop swearing.
Right.
Okay. It was a really stupid thing, and we got to stay out of the box. Well, maybe don't make stupid challenges then, and don't put your, don't go into the thing and and the poster and be like, oh well, our team's got to stay out of the box. Yeah, they don't need, you don't need any help from you, dummy. Peter the dummy.
Oh, wow.
Like, come on. Like, how many stupid challenges have we seen from Peter DeBoer this year? Like, I am done with this coaching staff.
Oh, and even Laurel's swearing. That's crazy.
I'm done with this coaching staff. I'm done with this officiating. There's so many things I'm done with at this point in the season, and we're only like 30-something games in.
We aren't even halfway through.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I thought that was a really, really stupid challenge. Like it was dumb, and it's in a series of just really dumb challenges on his part, in my opinion.
And see, like I said originally, and I still see, uh, you know, Johansson's stick on there, but I mean,
I don't know.
so I
I'd
can
have
see
to go
where
back and look at it again. I'm pretty sure it was Vlasic stick. It was a waste of a challenge, regardless. Peter DeBoer is completely abysmal at this, and if you want to blame his video guy, then blame the video guy. I don't really care at this point. Like, this team is such a disaster right now on so many different fronts.
it's just I've just losing this here, you know. So they give up another power play goal. So this is the third consecutive game they give up a power play goal. So that's not good. Of course, the Sharks don't do anything on the power play. They go 0-4. Nashville goes 1 for 7 on there. We get the teaser goal from Timo Meier with the minute 58 to go.
Well, nice to see somebody get on the board.
Yeah, it's nice that somebody who actually wants to put the puck in net. So he gets his 10th from Hurdle in the bank. That makes it 2-1. That's pretty much it. The Sharks lose this one 3-1. You know, I mean, I don't know.
I want to force my lawyer? God, no. Your Honor,
maybe John Cooper. Maybe John Cooper will be the one for sure. So
I mean, I don't know what kind of law Peter DeBoer practiced before he became a coach, but I could just be like, Your Honor, I think my client should get the electric chair.
Yeah.
Oh wait, damn it. That's not what I'm supposed to say.
No, I was trying to see if I can pull up the GIF of the second Nashville goal, but I'll let that slip away. All right, final shots, 32-25 in favor of the Predators. Again, like I said, all three periods, the Sharks didn't get a shot on goal until 7.5, if not longer, into the period. Face-offs, the Nashville crushed them. Power plays, 1 for 7 tonight against for the Predators. 0 for 4 for the Sharks. Combined 72 penalty minutes on this one. So
yeah,
you know,
and it's just funny because it was like just the snap of a finger, right? Like the game just went crazy. Like I don't know what's that. Like it's just out of nowhere, just like bang, everyone hates each other.
It's like that's what I would like to know if anybody's in the locker room. So well, geez, you know. Carlson plays over 26 minutes. Burns plays nearly 25. Dylan plays nearly 19 minutes. Marc-Edouard Vlasic plays 19 minutes. Tim Heed plays 14:30. All right, that's better than he should be well rested after the 3 minutes he had in October. But like we said, Ian, Martin Jones had a heck of a game. 29 saves. 935. Yeah. That's the tough one, of course.
That is the tough one because you through however you want to look at it, you squandered one of the best games that Martin Jones has played this season. Mm-hmm. And you really can't squander those because those aren't very common.
And you had 4 power plays and only 5 shots on goal.
Yeah. Sleepy asking if I'm back on the Peter DeBoer train. I never left. I just, depending on how the Sharks go, I get quieter or louder about it. I don't really leave that train. I'm on like the fire everyone train right now, and I haven't really left it, and I don't think I will leave it. Will I maybe not voice those opinions when it's not appropriate to, or when the Sharks are doing well and no one wants to hear it? Yeah, I'll keep quiet a little bit more, but when they're not, then I'll just, I can come back and say what the hell's going on. I don't know, but I'm starting to get to the point now where, I'm not even so sure a coaching change is going to help this team. I know some people still think it might. I don't know. It depends on how hurt Hurdle is, in my opinion.
And that's the big one. How is he? Jacob Rosenberg saying we have Boughner in the wings and the team loves him.
Sure, but then he has to become the bad guy, like the head coach, right? He has to become the bad guy at some point, and then what happens?
Yep.
Like, I don't know. Like, there's nothing that he didn't do anything in Florida. Like, I think Florida has, yes, they had some goaltending trouble, but I mean, Florida has better players than their records would indicate,
Yeah,
even under
absolutely.
Bob Bugner. Like, it doesn't exactly inspire. Like, Bob Bugner taking over behind the bench doesn't really inspire me with a ton of confidence. But again, I'm Team Chaos here, man. I want to see just a clean slate, like just a wipe the plate clean. Obviously, look at you get screwed because you need to apply a new system. Like, if you fire Peter DeBoer tomorrow and put Bob Bugner behind the bench, what does that change? Like, how much is the systems that we're all angry about going to change? I don't think they change a whole bunch. If you're going to change something, change the whole damn thing. Don't half-ass it. And sorry, what was the comment there? I missed it.
Oh, from Gunn. Why do we want to fire PDP? The team got gutted this year. No changes should be made until we've had some more forwards acquired.
Well, that's why you need to fire everyone, because the reason the team's in this mess this year and the reason why it has no depth is because you signed all the contracts and didn't leave enough to sign depth players. So yeah, I will concede that point. This team is, a few forward short of being a competitive NHL roster, and nothing is going to change that. There's no bringing a guy in. You have no cap space. In order to plug this hole, you're going to have to make another hole over here. And it's going to be like the game where you sit there and you try and plug the holes, and you plug one hole and the water comes out the other, and then you're using your legs and your knees. And that's what's going to happen with this team now, because that's the salary cap situation Doug Wilson put them in.
Right.
There's no fix. You're going to bring in this guy and this guy's going to fix this team.
Don't. I mean, we've seen crazier things, but man, it'd be super tight. It'd be super tight to think that they would do it. Well, all right. So let's everybody take a breather. Whew. I think we were all really excited about that. And while we do that, let's do this.
Have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around.
I think everybody's so fired up. I think we'll just call it a reach around and just let that go away. So, yikes. All right. Games in progress going right now. Hurricanes are leading the Oilers 5-3 in this one. The Aho has 2 goals in this one. Zach Kassian has both goals. Can the Oilers go 2 games in a row without McDavid or Draisaitl scoring a goal? I don't know. Meanwhile, in the desert, the Coyotes are down 5-1 to the Calgary Flames.
41 shots on goal for the Coyotes, though. Dear God.
Yeah. Hey, at least they're shooting.
Yeah. Hey, shooting's good. Yeah. Sometimes things happen when you score. Apparently not all the time, but sometimes when you shoot, good things happen. Amazing.
You just never know. You just never know. Maple Leafs lead 1-0 over the Vancouver Canucks. San Ramon native Austin Matthews gets his 19th of the season to make it 1-0. They are late in the second. This is also late in the second. Golden Knights 2, Blackhawks nothing. Riley Smith and Derek England with the goals for the Golden Knights. Yeah, great. That's terrific. And to make matters even worse, it's after one period of play, the Kings are up 1-0 to the New York Rangers. And, of course, who on earth could it be to score the first goal for the Los Angeles Kings? Why not? It's Dustin frickin' Brown. The Battle of Florida taking place tonight. These are all finals now. Tampa Bay 2-1 over the Florida Panthers. Sergei Bobrovsky couldn't stop them all. He takes the loss.
Much better lately, though.
Yeah, well, of course, when you get the Sharks, I mean, why not?
Yeah, that's true.
Stamkos, Killorn get the goals for Tampa Bay in that one. In Pittsburgh, the Penguins beat the the Canadiens beat the Penguins 4-1. Tatar, Armia, Weber, Gallagher, your goals there for the Canadiens. I mean, Montreal, hey, if we're okay with somebody, I would say Marc-Edouard Vlasic would look good in Montreal right now. I digress. Okay. Moving onward, the Battle of the Blue...
You want to break up the only defensive pair that's actually playing defense in San Jose?
Well, I'm not wanting to, but,
Oof.
Oof. We're already going to hand the number 1 pick over to Ottawa. We might need to get a pick in. And I'll get to this once we finish the wraparound, but I hear it's a deep draft this year. This is a great time to give up all our picks.
Yeah, damn
it. In the Battle of the Blue and Gold teams, Buffalo beats St. Louis 5-2 in this one. Jack Eichel gets 2 goals to get to 20 on the year. Wow, 20.
Yeah, Buffalo's coming back around. I thought, it looked like they're going to have kind of a repeat of last season, but it looks like they're starting to get back on the right track again. Should be interesting to watch.
Yep. Brouwer gets his first since returning to the Blues. That's the only goal as Linus Ullmark gets the victory for Buffalo. And also the Ducks beat the Wild. Wow, did everybody in the frickin' Pacific just is doing well except for frickin' Edmonton tonight?
Yeah, everyone's picking up points. That's the problem.
Yeah, Wild get a point in the shootout as they lose 3-2. Ricard Raquel and Cam Fowler, the goals for the Ducks in this one. The Jets beat the Red Wings, and my God, that is not a typo on there. 7-22-3 for the Red Wings.
Oh yeah, the Red Wings got the memo that they're bad, so they're actually, they're being bad. They're supposed to be bad. They know their lot in life.
They are full on tanking right now.
Oh yes.
So the Jets win 5-1 over the Red Wings. The usual suspects there. Well, I'm glad this is the last one because it'll get us right into transition to the next topic.
Oh.
Dallas shuts out New Jersey 2-0, and what? Great! How terrific is this? Joe Pavelski, former Shark Joe Pavelski gets his 7th goal of the season. That's great. That won't put away the We Miss Pavs bandwagon. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of Dallas, earlier today, Jim Montgomery, former Shark Jim Montgomery, fired by Dallas in what they say unprofessional conduct.
Yeah, I'm my guess for this one, because they say it's not related to any of the new league stuff. They said he didn't break the law. So if I'm a betting man, and I think this is the problem, is I'm wondering if this is a situation where maybe this is like a Pete Rose situation where he was gambling.
Ooh.
That's it's the only thing I can think of for why you would fire somebody. Because look, if it's has nothing to do with what the NHL is talking about with obviously the Mike Babcock and what else, the other coaches that have been in trouble for, either for abusing players or racist things or things like that. It's the only thing I can think of that would really fit the bill. That's not illegal. To me, it makes me wonder if this is a sports betting situation. If I had to bet, that's my bet. There we go. I don't know. I mean, it's a weird one, right? Because it has to be something. It's weird because they say it has nothing to do with the stuff the NHL brought out, their new plan for dealing with coaches that are abusing their players and such. So it's really the only thing that I think fits the bill for why would you fire a guy, especially for when you're talking about a guy who, Dallas is doing pretty well this year.
Yeah.
It's so to come out of nowhere and just have that be a thing. Like I can't think of what else. It's really unfortunate because Montgomery, I mean, he did really good. He definitely earned his shot at the NHL with his work at the University of Denver, coaching, guys like Dylan Gambrell, for example. They won a Frozen Four, and so for that, it's the only thing I can think of.
Pavelski on pace for 35 points after scoring 38 goals last season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never gonna stop saying like, yeah, Pavelski might help this team this year. Maybe you'd help this team this year, because I think he's definitely would be one more NHL forward that they definitely need. But I don't think by the end of that contract. I mean, we went through this last show, right? You look at all those contracts that are signed in that age bracket and how well they've turned out. Getting the 3 years and everything, and none of them turned out. Marleau got bought out in the last year of his contract. Could you imagine if Marleau this year with his point production, even though he missed half, the start of the season, had only this much points to show for $6 million?
Oh, we'd be losing it. We'd be losing it like we were losing it with Erik Karlsson, in October.
Look at Ilya Kovalchuk. I mean, all these deals haven't panned out, so the Sharks definitely made the right move by not extending Pavelski, even if it would have helped. Maybe it would have helped this year, but I think long term, that's not. It would hurt.
Yeah. Marty T, that's okay. I'll take a gambler right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're being really, really hush about it. So all we can do at this point, as far as Jim Montgomery goes, is speculate, and that's my speculation. I don't have any inside, obviously inside knowledge or anything. Just it is what it is. Like,
damn, what's Mark Bell doing these days? Probably sitting on I don't know. It's just we probably shouldn't speculate, but
no.
It's something that didn't involve
drinking. Yeah, maybe he went behind the bench just completely 3 sheets to the wind. Who knows? That's a possibility. I don't. Again, it's speculation. It doesn't really help anybody. But if you have to, whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah. So it is what it is, folks. Definitely an option out there. If you are one of those who wants to see the coaching staff get removed, but so now Thursday comes, we get ready for the Rangers in the start of a 7-game homestand. That'll take us up to near the new year. You have the Rangers, you have Vancouver, Arizona, St. Louis, Vegas. That takes you up to Christmas. Throw in, L.A. and Philly, after the trip, or after the Christmas, break. I mean, and like we said, this is do or die for the Sharks.
Yeah, nothing that they will do over the next span of games is going to secure them a playoff spot, but you can definitely do a lot more damage by not picking up points in order to, if they're going to be a playoff team, they're going to have to pick up some points here, especially against division rivals. Like, look, tonight they failed to pick up points. Pretty much everyone else in the division did. Yeah. They can't keep doing this. It's bad.
It's bad, and it's not going to be easy. Like Phantom just said, Vancouver and Arizona are going to be tough. Yeah, they're going to be tough. Vegas
all the games are going to be tough. Like, there's no easy games in the NHL. I know that's cliche, but I mean, there's no look at. Like, the Sharks that put themselves in an absolute dogfight. There's going to be no easy games. There's no one's going to be coming in here. No one's going to come in and take it easy on them. Like, this is a team where people are looking at them as a weak team, and they're going to come in and they're going to expect to get points. They're going to play to get points against this team. They're not going to go easy on them because they know that they're all in the same situation. Look at the amount of points separating the teams in this division. It's not very many. All these points matter, whether you're playing a good team, a bad team, or the best team in the league.
Yeah. And Steve saying, get Joe to a contender.
Mm-hmm.
Will anybody take a guy that's got no goals in the season, though?
Man, see, here's the thing, right? Like, at the beginning of the season, I thought maybe, you could, if the season went off the rails, like, maybe someone would take Joe Thornton. Like, if he chose to go, like, maybe you could flip him for a pick or something at the deadline. But if I'm a contending team, I don't know if Joe Thornton's the guy I want to add to that team right now. Like, if I'm a contending team, I'm probably taking a hard pass at Joe Thornton, period. Like, I'm looking and I'm saying, yeah, it's nice to get the guy cup, but I don't want a passenger. I want a piece that's going to help me win. And I don't feel like Joe Thornton is anywhere near that guy where he's going to go to a team that's contending for a cup and help them. Like, he's barely helping this team, if you can call it that at this point. Like, Joe Thornton has aged really quick over the last season.
Yeah, big time. You know, it's almost like we should have him recovering from knee surgery every season. But I digress. It is one of those times, guys, and you know, I wish we had better answers and everything. But I saw earlier in the chat there should be a players only meeting. There should be some sort of team meeting. I hope so, because there's too much talent on this team for this season.
It's hard because, like, I didn't think they played the worst game tonight. They were just undisciplined. Like, I don't like. Did they? They weren't a tire fire tonight.
No, they aren't, but they're not scoring and they're being undisciplined.
Yeah, I know.
And your leading goal scorer is literally on a bike for the entire third period. It seems
right.
like.
Yeah, I mean that I guess has to be addressed. I don't know if just like I know if there was games where I could definitely be like, yeah, now it's time to call a team meeting. I don't know if this is it. I mean, maybe if you look at the trend and everything else, I guess I can get that. I don't feel like tonight would be like the catalyst for that, unless you're gonna have a team meeting about taking, you know, a period worth of penalties. Then maybe there is, but I don't know. And taking the C off Couture, that's not the problem. Do you think Logan Couture is the problem? Give me a break. Logan Couture is not the fucking problem here. Taking the C off of Logan Couture isn't going to solve anything. It's just gonna make another problem where there doesn't need to be one. Who are you going to put the C on? Like, what? Who do you think? Who are you going to put the C on that's actually going to make a difference? Nobody. Like, it's not. This isn't because Logan Couture is a bad captain. This is because this is a poorly constructed, terribly coached team.
That's Ian Reed for you, folks. I can't disagree with you for sure. In case you missed anything, you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher, whether it's iTunes, Google, not iTunes anymore, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, you name it. And always available at tealtownusa.com. So the Rangers Thursday, we got a shot, right?
I guess. I mean, you always have a shot. I don't know.
AO 1 2 3 4 5. Logan O'Toole doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't.
I see what you're doing there. Nice.
Yeah, look at it's this. There's a lot of problems with this team. Who's wearing the letters isn't one of them.
No.
Well, maybe is Burns wearing a letter? Maybe.
Burns wearing one on. I think he's wearing it on the road along with Hurdle, Carlson, and Thornton wearing it at home.
Like, I don't know. You look at you just they have to. There's a lot of things that they need to fix. But yeah, look at the Rangers. Like this again. Rangers, like, yeah, this is a team where you should be able to eke out a win. Again, there's no easy games, but this is definitely an easier opponent than some of the other teams that you're going to face coming up. Yeah, I mean, look at Sharks. It really doesn't matter who they play at this point, right? Like, you're in a hole. You need points. It doesn't really matter who it's against. You got to figure out a way to gut these points out. Doesn't matter if it's the last place team in the league or the best team in the league.
Yep.
Like, look at the Wild. I mean, the Wild are an absolute mess of a team, and somehow they've managed to just steamroll their way up to the middle of the pack
with Alex Stalock.
With Alex Stalock in goal. I mean, come on, if the Minnesota Wild can do this with Alex Stalock in goal, the Sharks can do it. The Sharks can absolutely do it. I mean, this, yeah, that just, I mean, obviously, look at, do I think the Wild are going to sustain and not fall to the bottom of the pack again? No, but if they can do it, so can we.
Yeah, personally, I think they literally need to see Zach's videos. Because
stay out of the box.
Stay out of the box. Sticks on the ice. And
Rado, just win the game.
Yeah, just win the game. Just win the game.
Yeah, win the game. I mean, look, they need to get Hurdle healthy, because I think Hurdle being not 100% and obviously not 100%, I didn't really notice Hurdle all that much tonight. Did you?
No,
that's a bad thing, because again, Hurdle's the engine on this team. If they can't get Hurdle right, then they're in a lot of trouble, and it's gonna make things already more difficult than they already are.
Yeah. And that's all we can hope for that. Let's get him healthy. Let's get him going. I mean, my goodness,
Yeah.
It is what it is. We'll find out Thursday night if the Sharks can. Right, Laurel. Failure is not an option. We will not allow that. It should be interesting when I'm at the tank, how it looks there on Thursday night. So,
well, if you hear an echo, at least you can. Maybe it'll sound like it's more full just from the echo.
Yikes. So, Ian, your final thoughts on where the people can find you as we close this up.
I'm gonna go put a sweater on and say, just win the game.
Will it be a holiday sweater?
You know what? I'm sure I have one kicking around here somewhere. At Ian Blogs Hockey on the Twitter machine, you can come and yell at me, and you can also give me a good mouth washing out with soap on Twitter if you need to, because God knows I need one after tonight.
Yep. I'm at PuckGuy14 on the Twitter and the Instagram. We'll be back with you on Thursday, following Sharks and Rangers. That's a 7:30 game at the Shark Tank on NBC Sports California. And then you hit us up right back here. So, of course, if you haven't already, that subscribe button down there. And that'll do it for us. Hit us up on the subscribe button. Hit us up on our social media. Watch all the rest of our videos. Pucknologist came out. Until next time, keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real teal. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you Thursday.